Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today, as you can tell, we are in the same room. We're going to be doing that a little bit this week. So we're going to be taking a look at Rush today. As usual for our Rush Thursdays, we've been doing that for over a year now. If you haven't seen any before, we have a whole playlist that you can take a look at. But we're going to be looking at something relatively rare, I believe. This would be Rush on Don Kirshner's rock concert, which I believe happened a few times. And my belief is this is the very first time. Probably in 1975, they're going to do a song off Fly By Night called Best I Can. Certainly not one of the tracks that we heard much of in the later years, but it's a spunky track, I seem to recall. So we're looking forward to checking it out and also just to see what Rush looked like on this stage at this point in time. So we haven't done the song before. Adrian, you were mentioning you may not even know the song particularly.
I don't think I do.
Yeah. I mean, we have the records, but yeah, it's one of those. Yeah. It's one of those that's not, by tour or Fly By Night or whatever in the end. So yeah, all right. Why don't we take a look at this and we'll discuss afterwards.
All right.
All right, here we go. Such a quick song, I almost feel like we need to keep going, but I need to digest that for a second. Sorry, by the way, there's a train going by, and I'm not going to bother trying to work around that, so enjoy the train. And in the meantime, yeah, man, that was really incredible stuff. They are so young there that they're almost unrecognizable. And it's funny with Getty going, ooh, it's almost like, why I oughta, ooh. That kind of thing. He's kind of got that kind of sound to his voice in there, which is great. So they're a bunch of young guys at this point. So I have never seen that before by any stretch of the imagination.
Neither have I.
I didn't even know they were on Don Kirshner's rock concert. Apparently, they were on a few times. So we may just have to look at some other things. The actual footage from 1975 is not very plentiful. I think there's a couple more songs and they're both short. So maybe we'll take a look at the rest of those at some point in the future. But folks, why don't you let us know what you thought of this? I mean, Adrian, anything you want to add that, from what you just saw?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty awesome. I didn't remember the song by the name. I think I might have heard it before and forgotten about it somehow.
Yeah, it reminds me of one of the songs that they had on those first two albums. I mean, this one could have been slotted into the first album, frankly. It's a lot like those songs, which makes sense. It may have been written while John Rutsey was still in the band, so, although, and then Neil probably would have added lyrics at that point. That's a good question. I'm going to take a look for a moment and just see who wrote that song, who has the credits on it. So while we bring up the Fly By Night album from 1975, of course, the first time that we saw Neil in the band. Best I Can, right after Anthem. Music and lyrics, Geddy Lee. There you go. So it was done during the Rutsey years, I should say. He was in the band for a while, actually. Even though he was only on the first album, he was with them for quite a while, like 6-7 years, I think, or whatever it was. I mean, yeah, there's kind of this nebulous history of Rush. Geddy was kicked out of the band at one point. So I'm not sure exactly when Rutsey started, but it was, I would say it was at least 3 years. So significant anyway. But yeah, so a leftover, it would appear. And quite a lot of energy. Gotta love that. So
Yeah.
There's something I like about those tracks, even though they're kind of more basic rock and roll, nothing too fancy in the lyrics, I got a living that's rough, a future that's tough, that kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I like having those in the catalog, just reminds us of their roots. All right. Well, yeah, folks, let us know what you thought of this, and if there was anything in particular you thought we missed in that presentation. Aside from the very beginning of the song, it sounds like, but would just like to get your thoughts on it. If you have other things you'd like us to take a look at, especially from Don Kirshner's rock concert, now I'm curious, by all means, leave it below, okay? And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, and if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe, all right? Don't forget we have a new channel now, Modern Rock Talk, where we put up interview reactions, and we've got one there for Alex Lifeson. Among many others. So go take a look if you haven't, and thank you so much for joining us today, and we will catch you on the next one. All right, take care, folks.
See y'all later.